Hello, welcome to Chapter 10. Today we're going to be talking about Lesson 2, estimating products. So that means we're going to be multiplying, right? Multiplying of fractions. You have already estimated products of decimals using rounding and compatible numbers. Remember, compatible numbers are just those close to numbers. Okay, so especially with division, you want to pick numbers that are divisible by each other, right? So like if I had 23 divided by 6, if I was choosing compatible numbers, I'd choose 24 divided by 6. Something that's close to the original, but that I know 6 goes into 24. And then the rounding is just 5 or more rounds up, 4 or less rounds down, type of deal. You can use the same strategies to estimate the products of fractions. So let's talk about that. About 1/3 of the containers of yogurt in a box are strawberry. Okay, if the box contains 17 containers, about how many containers are strawberry? So if I was going to estimate, what is 1/3 of 17? 1/3 times 17. I could use compatible numbers. 1/3 times 17 is about 1/3 times, so here's what we're going to do. We want to choose a number that's close to 17 that's compatible with 3, the denominator. Okay, so what number is a multiple of 3 that is close to 17? I'm going to say 18. Okay, because remember when I talked about, like, let's say I wanted to do 1/3 times 9. What I'm actually doing is saying, what is 9 divided by 3? Which seems so weird, but that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, so complete the bar diagram to find the product. 1/3 times 18. Okay, so if I have my whole thing is 18, each one of these is 1/3, so it makes up the whole thing. If I divide 18 into 3 equal parts, then I'm going to have 6 in each part. 6 plus 6 plus 6 makes 18. So that means that 1/3 of those equal parts are 6. Right? So this is saying, like, take 18 and divide it into 3 equal pieces. Well, that's just division, right? So how many yogurt containers are represented in each section of the bar diagram? That'd be 6. So 1/3 of 18 is 6. Helpful hint. Write this down, please, someplace special. 1/3 times 18 is the exact same as 18 divided by 3. No difference, none at all. Okay, so about 6 containers are strawberry. Estimate 2/5 times 6/7. Okay, now we're getting a little trickier here. Okay, so 2/5, we're going to use a number line to round each fraction to 0, 1/2, or 1/2. Okay, 2/5 times 6/7 is about, so 2/5, what are we going to say? Is about a half, or is about a whole, or is about 0? Closer to a half, right? 6/7 is about a whole, so we're going to round that up to 1. 1/2 times 1, using the identity property, anything times 1 is itself, I'm going to get 1/2. Okay, so 2/5 times 6/7 is about 1/2. Oh yeah, because we're just estimating. I don't need to find the exact, because it just says estimate it. Wonderful. That wasn't so bad, I guess. Okay, estimate 7 2/7 times 3 7/8. Now I'm noticing some of you are having a hard time with this estimating. So I'm glad that we're coming back to this. So please, please, please pay close attention. Okay, 7 2/7. If I was going to put it on the number line, it would be between 7 and 8. So I have 7 whole, and then I have, if I cut it between 7 and 8 into 7 equal pieces, I'd be about right here. 2/7, this would be 7 2/7. Okay, times 3 and 7/8. So 7 and 2/7, I'm going to round down to 7. And then if I had 3 and 7/8, that'd be between 3 and 4. 7 out of 8 total pieces is about here, 3 and 7/8. Okay, so that one's going to round up to 4. So 7 times 4 is, that's about 7 times 4, and that's about 28. So my answer should be right around 28. Now, please, don't just dismiss this as something that's, not so bad. Like, use this strategy, guys. This strategy is so beneficial when we're actually multiplying and dividing fractions. This strategy will help you to know if your answer makes sense or not. Because so often kids just get into a routine, they memorize how to multiply and divide, and they don't ask themselves, but wait, does that make sense? Okay, so please take your time on this assignment and really let it soak in. All right, estimate the product of 1/2 times 25. Okay, so I'm going to use compatible numbers because the numerator is 1. Okay, so which really means I need to divide 25 in half, right? Divide it by 2. Okay, so half, we're going to go down to 24. Okay. 24, could I have chosen 26 as well? Of course. 24 or 26 works because they're both divisible by 2. So if I want to find what is half of 24, it's just 12. So 1/2 times 25 is about 12. It's going to be a little more than 12 though, right? Because we rounded 25 down to 24. Okay, so whenever the numerator is 1, I'd say definitely use those compatible numbers because it's just thinking like division. What's a multiple of that denominator? Estimate each product. Draw a bar diagram if necessary. Okay, so 2/3. If I think of a pizza or a chocolate bar, I cut it into 3 pieces and I'm eating 2. I'm eating most of that chocolate bar, so I'm going to round that one to 1 times 26. So my answer is going to be about, better do wavy equal sign, 26. Okay, 7/8 is about 1. 5/6 is about 1. And 1 times 1 is about 1. Well, it is 1, but because we're finding estimates, we better do the wavy equal sign. Okay, 5 and 1/5. I have 5 wholes plus a tiny bit more, so I'm going to round that one down to 5. 8 and 5/6. Okay, that's just like, think of that pizza. If I have 6 equal pieces and I ate 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, did I almost eat the whole pizza or eat none at all? Almost the whole thing. So I'm going to add 1 to my whole number. So to do 5 times 9 is 45. So I should do that wavy equal sign because we're estimating. Okay, use the table to answer exercises 4 and 5. Justify conclusions. The table shows the results of a class survey about pets. Suppose 53 students were surveyed. About how many students have 1 pet? Justify your answer. Okay, so I'm going to do 53 times 1/20. Okay, there's 53 students, 1/20 have 0 pets. So does 20 go into 53? No, it does not. So I could take 53 and say, is it closer to 40 or 60? Notice how I'm counting by 20s. 20, 40, 60. 53 lies between 40 and 60. I'm going to choose 60 because it's closer to 53. So 60 times 1/20 is the same as saying what is 60 divided by 20. And so my answer is going to be about 3. Okay, so about 3 people. I'm going to put it up here into my table because I want to have it available for me later because I think we're supposed to be doing that for 5 too. Oops, hopefully I have that table with 5. Anyways, okay, have 1 pet, half. So I'm going to look at my number 53 times 1/2. Okay, and I need a number that's divisible by 2, so I'm going to choose 52 times 1/2. Okay, I know that if I cut 50 in half, I get 25, so that means my answer is going to be about 26 here. Because if I add 1, 26 times 2 is going to get me to 52. So about 26 people have 1 pet. Now, 9/20. We have to think about this one. Is this a 1 on top? No, so I can't use compatible numbers. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you know what? 9/20 is really close to 1/2. Do you guys see that? Half of 20, I'm looking at the denominator, that's the total number. Half of 20 is 10, and this is 9. So I'm going to be looking at this as 53 times 1/2 again. Okay, because that's so darn close to 1/2, and we're estimating, so about. Oh. About how many students have 1 pet? Well, we're doing extra work. Never hurts, right? So again, we're going to say about 26, probably a little less than 26, could say about 25 have 2 or more. So about how many people? 26. God darn it. Well, now listen, I just did some really good explanation on how to find all of them. So that's never going to hurt us, right? So about 26, we better write about 26 students have 1 pet. Justify your answer. Beautiful thing about showing your work. Boom, there's my justifying my answer. All right, let's look at number 5. If 100 students are surveyed, about how many students have 2 or more pets? So for this one, it said 9/20 have 2 or more pets. So we would need to take 100 times 9/20, which we already talked about, that's about 1/2, right? Because 10/20 is 1/2, and so we're just a little below that. So I just do 100 times 1/2, and 100 divided by 2, remember it's the same thing, is 50. So 50 students would have 2 or more pets. Explain. I showed my work, and it is beautiful. Well, really, this is part of my work, too, because I'm showing how I'm taking 9/20 and showing that it's about 1/2. Okay? All right. I suppose a better answer would be to write in here 9/20 is about 1/2 because 10/20 is 1/2. A rectangular floor measures 10 1/8 feet by 13 3/4 feet. Okay. If Mary buys 150 square feet of carpet, okay, so we're talking area here, guys. Will she have enough carpet to cover the floor? Explain. So, we're going to use estimation to help us. Nowhere on here does it say use estimation, but we're going to use it because it's going to help us to figure out quickly if we're going to have enough. Okay, so 13 3/4 is about 14 feet. Sorry, I should have feet there too. And 10 1/8 is about 10 feet. So if I take 14 times 10, that will tell me the area or how much carpet I need to cover this rectangular floor. So 14 times 10 is 140 feet squared. Remember, area is always squared when we write our answer. Okay, so if I have 150 square feet of carpet and I need 140 square feet of carpet, yes, I have enough. Yes, that is enough. She needs about 140 square feet of carpet. So she will have about 10 feet squared left over, which is a good thing. In case you make a mistake, you have a little extra to work with. Okay, test practice. Here we go. A cup of water holds about 8 ounces. Okay, 1 cup equals 8 ounces. If a recipe calls for 1/3 cup of water, what is the best estimate for the number of ounces that are needed? Okay, so I'm going to, so I know that I'm trying to do 8 times 1/3, right? So if I do 8 times 1/3, I know that 3 does not go into 8. My numerator is 1, so I'm going to use those compatible numbers. So 3, 6, 9. So I'm either going to choose 6 or 9. 9's closer. So I'm going to say, okay, what's 9 times 1/3? Same as asking myself, what is 9 divided by 3? Well, that's going to be 3. So 3 ounces is about how much I would need if I'm going to find 1/3 of cup. So 1/3 cup of water is about the same as saying 3 ounces. All right, that's all I have for you today. I thought this was such a fun lesson. I hope you did too. And I will talk to you later. Bye.